If you have a really short attention span, then let me introduce you to how you can gamify your subjects. I'm going to split you up into two categories if you want to do it with your friends and if you want to do it alone. If you want to do it with your friends, then you're going to create somewhat of like a leaderboard. And if you can make a goal after that where it's like, if you win this leaderboard thing, then you get like a certain prize, then that would be even better. If you're working alone, it's going to be slightly more difficult and you're probably going to need to use something like AI or something like that in order to gamify it. The idea behind the friend one is that you're going to basically create kind of like a housing system like in Harry Potter. So you have like Gryffindor, etc. You can even use colors, whatever it is that you want, and you're going to compete with each other to see who's going to get the most grades. So in this case, you can do it according to like the best grades that you get in exams. You can also get it from like how many hours you study in a week or something like that. I would prefer in a week as compared to a day because not everyone can study every single day. Create your own rules and create your own like tally systems. Or if you prefer to not base it on how many hours you're studying, you can also do it in terms of like how many mnemonics you can come up with, how well you can present the ideas to each other. So what we mean by that is like if you have a subject, let's say you're trying to learn chemistry and you're trying to cram it in a day, you have to split up the topics. Let's say a person does chapter 1 until 4, another one goes 5 until 6, etc., etc. And then you try to teach it to each other. Whoever does the best presentation will then get the best points, I guess, in your leaderboard. And it's also a lot easier to understand concepts when you're explaining it and also when someone's explaining it to you. When your friend's explaining it, it's more likely that they explain it in terms that you understand better. For example, like they could try to relate it to things that you see in your day-to-day life, or they could use like Gen Z lingo or Gen Alpha lingo. If you're doing it yourself, then you're most likely going to need to use AI. I have not found a different way to do this yet, but if you have any suggestions, let me know and I'll give it a try. So basically, you're going to use AI in order to break down the topics for you, just like a friend would. But in this case, you're going to ask the AI to explain the concepts to you as if you're a 5-year-old. In this case, it makes it easier for you to understand the concepts because it's a lot easier, and also the AI will probably know more than your friend would. And then you can also use like flashcards and things like that. And to gamify all of this is to turn your flashcards into a game. What you're going to be trying to do is to basically beat your own high score every single time. So you could set like an alarm for like, or like a stopwatch for like a minute, and then see how many flashcards you can do in that 1 minute. And every time you do the flashcards, you want to be faster and faster and faster. I used to do this but with past papers, and I tried to see how quickly I can finish the paper. And because of that, I was so quick to finishing the exam that I finished it in 45 minutes, and that was for A-level chemistry. And now in university, I always finish my exams like an hour early. And I still get around 90% and above. Let me know if you have other suggestions, and if not, all the best. See you tomorrow. Bye!